Inside you lies a hidden garden, a place where peace, love, and wisdom grow quietly. This sacred space is not outside, but within your very being. Like any garden, it begins with a seed, the seed of awareness, the choice to turn inward. Every time you pause, breathe, and look within, you are planting. At first, it may seem empty, but with patience, life will rise. The garden within is always waiting, ready to bloom. This seed is your intention, the desire to create peace where once there was chaos. When you water it with mindfulness, it awakens. Slowly, gently, it pushes through the soil of your thoughts, stretching toward light. And with every breath, you realize, your inner garden is not just a dream, it is already alive. Every soul carries this possibility, and no heart is too barren to begin again. Even the smallest step toward presence plants a seed of transformation. You are the gardener, and your soul responds to every touch of care. For a garden to thrive, the soil must be fertile. For your inner world, the soil is stillness. Without silence, nothing can take root. In stillness, your worries settle, your fears loosen, and your heart becomes open to growth. Stillness is not empty, it is rich, alive, and full of hidden energy. Just as the soil holds nutrients unseen, stillness holds the power to nurture transformation. Every moment of quiet reflection, every pause between thoughts, is nourishment for your soul. If you allow the soil of stillness to be present in your life, your garden will flourish with resilience and beauty. The flowers of peace cannot bloom in noise, they bloom in silence. When you enter stillness, you do not escape life, you deepen it. In that depth, wisdom emerges like roots spreading unseen. Stillness is the foundation upon which all love and peace can rise. A garden cannot live without water, and your soul cannot thrive without presence. Presence is the gentle rain that nourishes the roots of peace. It means being here, fully, without drifting into the past or worrying about the future. Presence is love's way of watering your inner self. When you give yourself presence, you grow strong and calm, no matter what storms may come. To live in presence is to live in truth, aware, awake, alive. Every breath you take is a drop of water, and with every drop, your garden grows. Presence teaches you to slow down, to feel the richness of each moment. It reminds you that life is not rushing past you, it is unfolding within you. With presence, even ordinary days become extraordinary blessings. There was once a small garden left unattended. Weeds overtook the flowers, thorns covered the paths, and the fragrance of blossoms was replaced by silence. People thought it was dead, but one day a traveler arrived. He saw past the neglect, and with patient hands, he began to clear the weeds, water the soil, and plant seeds. Over time, the garden came back to life, more vibrant than ever before. The truth was simple, the garden had never died, it was only waiting for care. In the same way, your inner garden never disappears. Even when neglected, it waits for your return. With patience, attention, and love, you can revive it. Your soul, like that garden, remembers how to bloom. Every forgotten dream, every quiet hope is like a seed resting in your heart. With tenderness, it can awaken again. Nothing within you is truly lost, only waiting for your touch of care. Every garden needs light, and the sun of your inner world is love. Love warms the soil of stillness, strengthens the roots of presence, and allows blossoms of joy to rise. Without love, the garden remains in shadows. Love is more than emotion, it is energy, it is nourishment, it is life itself. When you bring love into your heart, your garden glows with color. Love is both giving and receiving. It teaches you to be gentle with yourself, to forgive your past, and to welcome your future. Love is the sunlight that never fails, it shines whether the day is bright or stormy. With love, even the darkest corners of your garden bloom. Love softens what is hardened, warms what is cold, and awakens what has been forgotten. It is the eternal sun, rising again each day in your soul. When you allow love in, your garden never withers. When nurtured, your garden blooms with flowers of peace. Each blossom represents a state of being, patience, kindness, gratitude, compassion. These are not forced, they grow naturally when the soil, water, and light are present. You do not have to chase peace, you only need to cultivate the conditions for it to grow. Peace is delicate, like a flower, but also strong enough to push through the hardest ground. Once it blooms, it spreads its fragrance into every corner of your life. The garden within is a reminder that beauty begins from within and radiates outward. These flowers remind you that life's true treasures cannot be bought or owned. They are cultivated in the heart, nurtured through care, and shared through presence. The fragrance of peace lingers long after the moment has passed. Every garden faces weeds, and so does your soul. Weeds are negative thoughts, fears, and doubts that overgrow and choke your peace. Left unchecked, they spread quickly, covering the blossoms of love. But when you notice them with awareness, you can gently remove them. Awareness is the tool that clears space for growth. You do not need to hate the weeds, only to recognize them. Every time you replace fear with trust, anger with forgiveness, or doubt with hope, you pull a weed from your garden. With care and attention, you create more space for beauty to bloom. The weeds remind you that even negativity has lessons to teach. They show you where love is missing, where healing is needed. By removing them gently, you turn obstacles into opportunities for growth. A child once planted a seed, but when days passed without growth, he gave up, believing it was useless. The seed, however, was silently growing roots beneath the soil, preparing for the right moment. Months later, when no one expected it, a beautiful plant rose from the ground. The child learned that growth often happens where the eye cannot see. Your inner garden works the same way. The seeds you plant today, patience, kindness, forgiveness, may take time to show, but they are never wasted. Every act of love is silently rooting itself within you, preparing to bloom when the season is right. Trust the unseen work of the soul. What you nurture in silence often becomes your greatest strength. Growth is not rushed, it unfolds with divine timing. Every garden offers a harvest, and the fruits of your inner world are joy, wisdom, and harmony. When you nurture peace within, your life bears fruits that not only feed you but also nourish others. Your joy becomes a gift, your wisdom becomes guidance, and your calm presence becomes healing to those around you. The harvest is not the end, it is a cycle. The more you share, the more seeds are planted in others, and the greater the garden of the world becomes. Your inner bloom inspires the blooming of countless hearts. The harvest of the soul is abundant and endless. What you give away multiplies, returning to you in unexpected ways. Joy shared is never lost, it becomes the soil for new beginnings. The garden within is not just a place, it is a way of living. When you walk in awareness, breathe in presence, and act in love, you carry your garden wherever you go. You become a sanctuary, a living reminder that peace and beauty are always possible. Life will bring storms, but storms only make your roots stronger. Life will bring winters, but even in stillness, the garden is preparing to bloom again. To cultivate your garden is to cultivate your soul, and when you live from that place, you radiate peace into the world. When your life becomes a garden, you inspire others to tend their own. The fragrance of your peace travels farther than you know. And in this way, the world itself begins to bloom.